Hi, everyone, and welcome. We're so excited that you're here today. Welcome to the Mystic Mages Super Blood Wolf Moon. How is it affecting me? We're so excited to have you guys here. For anyone who's new, I am Mary, and this beautiful woman is Jem, and we are your two Mystic Mages, Magical Misfits, helping you to lighten the fuck up. And we're so excited for you to be here, and in this pretty serious moon that's going on, to help you guys lighten the fuck up a little bit, teach you what's affecting you, how it's affecting you, and how you can get through it. And I'm just really excited to jump in this class. How you doing today, Jem?
I'm doing great. How are you feeling tonight?
I'm doing good. I think this moon is definitely having a pretty big impact. And I think everyone out there watching this will absolutely agree. Some serious things are going on. A lot of shifts are happening right now. A lot of energy is going on. And I'm really excited to jump in and dive into this a little bit and give some people some insight on what's going on, how to handle it, and kind of how to move through it. So I'm doing good, but I definitely feel like I'm highly impacted by this moon.
Yeah, you and me both, girl. I think we have a lot of good stuff to cover tonight. I think as a collective, we've all been feeling a lot of shifts ever since the new moon on, what was it, January 5th?
Yep.
It's just, there's been some intense energy, you know, we've been going through a lot of things. So I'm excited to kind of dive into it, but very quickly, since it is Wine Wednesday, before we dive into all of our awesome moon content for the night, I just want to share the beautiful sangria that I am drinking tonight. Guys, look how fun this bottle is. I mean, is this not so much fun? There's a little skull there in the front. We got a dancing lady on there. We've got all these little like fruit people with happy faces, and
I love the cat.
Asian kitty. I don't really understand how it ties together, but I feel like this bottle sort of like embodies me as a human. So I'm really excited because it's like all the things that I love on one bottle. And it was a Christmas present from my dad and my stepmom. So thank you guys.
Beautiful. I love that one.
Cheers, everybody.
I like the color on that too. That looks delicious.
It's really nice. It's nice and light. It's not too strong. Goes down easy. Would make like a really awesome wine slushie.
Ooh, I love those so much.
No, summertime vibes.
What am I drinking? Fronteria? I don't know how you say this one or how they choose to say it, but this one's a really fun wine too. I think it's just, the blend is called Moonlight because all of these are night harvest wines. I just saw this bottle. I absolutely had to pick it up, and it's really good. It's kind of like not a Moscato, not really a Riesling, but if I mix those two together, that's what I would call it. So welcome to Wine Wednesday. For you guys who are new around here, every Wednesday, Jem and I get together. We share some insight about energy, what's going on in the life, help give you some insight into what's really happening, and also we drink wine. And I love that so much. So if you guys love that, go ahead and like this video, subscribe, become one of our fans, one of those people that actually get to enjoy what we put out there, because we love you guys, and we're so excited that you're here, and we're so excited to share with you today.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Thanks so much for joining us. We have a lot that we want to cover tonight. Me and Mary have been very, very busy in not only Mystic Mages world, but also in our other business endeavors that we have going on and just other areas of our lives. So we know that you guys are all going through a lot of it too. I think we've all been feeling some really heavy emotions. I think it's been a little bit of a roller coaster ride where we're feeling some seriously high highs where we are grounded. We are in that goddess warrior energy. We are feeling ourselves. We are like bad bitches. We are just like, we feel we are in our knowing. We are trusting. We see the bigger picture. We see where this is all going. We're feeling really awesome. And then all of a sudden the roller coaster kind of starts to go down like that. And all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, I don't know where this is going. And there's all of this ego coming up and all of these fears and anxiety and depression and, you know, just like fear of the future and, you know, just kind of like feeling all of the things all at once. So I think we're all doing a lot of healing, guys. You know, I think some of us thought that the healing was maybe done. Certain issues that maybe we kind of thought that we had like totally kind of put behind us are now kind of starting to resurface and rear their ugly heads for healing. Certain things that are karmic lessons, karmic relationships. This is kind of like the Tower card right now, guys, where like it's scary, and you know, we see certain things and people and situations kind of falling away in our lives, but it's to create room for all the new and for all of this hope and all of this change and all of these awesome new beginnings, so that we're really able to live authentically and really kind of up level and, I don't know, actually actively be carrying more light. Like, we're starting to kind of figure out what's the biggest picture, what's my life story, what's my journey, you know, what's my mission even, you know, like my divine mission or my soul mission here, and who's the soul family that's going to help me do it. So, right, so we're trying to clear out some bullshit, maybe let go of some like people or situations that are not really serving us any longer. Maybe there's just a lot of lower vibrational drama that, you know, isn't really sitting well with us or resonating with us anymore. Whatever the case may be, I think that there's, you know, there's a lot of big changes right now, and that's really awesome, but it can be really scary too.
It definitely really can. And I think what helps me really kind of handle all the things that are coming are breaking it down into smaller pieces, meaning this moon, as you see, it's the super blood wolf moon. There's a lot going on. Super blood wolf. Yeah, it's just the 4 adjectives. Okay, sorry. There's so much going on. But really knowing what all those pieces are and how they play together, I think really helps me understand what's happening. So first, the thing that's going on is this is a super moon. So that means that the moon is really, really close to us. And since the moon, and obviously it's a lot more technical than that, you know, it's on the axis of the earth and it's the closest point in the rotation, all this other nerdy crap that you don't need to know. What you need to know is that the moon looks and feels bigger than normal. So the feelings that are normally kind of amplified by the moon are super amplified by the moon. So that means your emotions. So it's kind of the first thing that's going on. The second thing that's going on is it's a blood moon. Now that term blood moon really only comes because when there is an eclipse, like what's happening, the shadow, you know, goes over and it gives it a reddish hue. So there's nothing really blood, you know, nothing about it. You're not going to die or anything weird like they have in some different books and movies. It's just the color is red. So they call it a blood moon. But what's really happening is we're having an eclipse and it's giving that effect. So the sun and the moon are exactly across from each other. And when that happens, obviously the earth is in line, blocks it out, eclipse, all that jazz. So that kind of means that we have these two powers, the balance powers that are exactly opposite each other. So the moon is super powerful. You got this balancing force going on. And it's also a wolf moon. So this comes from kind of mostly Native American, but I've also heard Anglo-Saxon kind of style that this comes from. And wolf moon is just the name of the moon. It's that January moon. And it's that time where you hear a lot of wolf howling, a lot of kind of wolves out there because it's winter, and that's really when you would notice them if you were a person that lived of the earth, which we don't quite anymore. But it's the wolf moon. So there's a lot of communication going on as well. Also with the eclipse and kind of, you know, some things coming into shadow, that means a lot of stuff that is hidden normally. That means personal stuff. So we have heightened emotion, heightened communication, heightened, you know, kind of personal relationships, and also kind of the balance going on. So there's a lot going on and a lot with the moon that's affecting a lot of different areas. If you wanted to think all right, so where are there private things going on? Where are there emotional things going on? Where are there things going on that have to do communication? Well, that's business, that's personal, that's work, that's friendship. It's all these different areas of your life that you're feeling a lot going on. And I think all of those pieces combined are what make this moon so powerful.
Absolutely. I think there's a whole lot going on right now between the shifts that we're feeling. I think a lot of us are noticing certain signs, certain synchronicities. You know, we're hearing certain songs that, you know, either the lyrics are really resonating with us or we're just so emotional that we're like actually moved to tears over it. I was telling Mary earlier, I have been like such an emotional baby lately where I am just, you know, for years and years was historically detached, especially as like an Aquarius. Like we're just like kind of detached to begin with. And for as much as we love and we feel, you know, like we're also kind of this like, I don't know, extrovert, but also like kind of loner status where like we're just like we're kind of keeping certain things at an arm's length. And I feel like for me, I don't know, I've been in like this Capricorn energy that has me really focused and like has me like feeling really energized and really motivated and kind of just like eyes on the prize, where I'm feeling really clear, I'm feeling really grounded. But then there's these emotional waves where I'm downloading in my sleep. There's all kinds of things going on. There's messages coming through to me left and right. I'm kind of seeing things in a whole new way and seeing the bigger picture. And it's like, it's overwhelming at times, you know, where it's like, it's amazing, you know, it's amazing to really feel like you're in your power and feel like you understand your purpose and understand kind of where certain things are going. But the fact that, you know, you have to just trust. You have to trust in the universe. You have to relinquish that control. You have to relinquish, those time-related expectations, you know, of like, well, you know, this needs to happen in this said time, you know, even like in, you know, in this 3D world that we live in, we have, you know, ego and society and all these other things telling us, oh, you know, well, you got to buy a house by this age and you got to get married by this age and you got to have a baby by this age and all that other crap that I think, you know, so many of us right now are just, we're starting to realize like who we really are sort of in 5D. It's starting to come through, you know, those of us who, you know, have maybe been in the process of waking up for a while, you know, we are up leveling in a major way and we're like kind of like really going into the next phase of our ascension process. And for other people, you know, there's been this population of people who has maybe been kind of asleep for a while and they're just starting to wake up and, you know, they're understanding that they want something more, they want something deeper, they want connection, they want a deeper purpose, they want to understand what the point of it all is and what they're really here for. And I think in this technology driven kind of day and age where like we're so disconnected from our fellow man and, you know, we're vicariously living through things like Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and all these kinds of things that we're vying for human connection, we're vying for emotions, and we're kind of realizing that now. So we're healing certain things, we're letting certain things go, and those emotions are just hitting us right now. So it's really important, guys, to take the time to recognize them. Don't keep shoving them down. Don't lock them away into this like little compartment of your heart and like throw away the key, because they're gonna keep coming up until you heal them, until you truly release them. So I know that we're all experiencing a lot of that right now, guys. So just acknowledge it. Don't shut it out.
Definitely. Because I think, you know, you say that and we know really what's going on and how to handle it. But I definitely remember in the beginning of my experience when I would hear something like that, I wouldn't understand, like, what do you want me to release? How do you release something? So I kind of wanted to touch on that just briefly, because I think that is confusing if you're just starting out on this path. So at least personally what happens, because it's going to be a little bit different for everyone. Personally, what happens for me at least is my go-to, the thing that affects me the most is lack. That's just my Achilles tendon or heel, whatever. Achilles tendon, right?
Yeah.
Heel, whatever,
either
guys.
Way, I think either way is appropriate.
Either way, it makes sense, but it's definitely lack. So when there's something that I know needs to be healed, I feel lack. So especially say around timelines, like you were just talking about, I feel like I'm behind. I feel like I'm not on track, and I feel like it's too late to start. So when I start feeling those types of emotions, then I know that it's something time related, because all of those things are kind of time related. So then I can kind of go into my past and see what triggers me about time related things so that I can come to terms with those and heal. And I think that's kind of the process that you need to take on this moon. What's pissing you off right now? Where are you agitated? It's kind of like on your skin. If you were to get a cut, your cut would be agitated. It would be red. It would be angry, and it would hurt. And you would know that that thing needs attention, and you need to take care of it and protect it until it's healed. The same thing happens in your energy. You just can't see it the same way as if you have a cut on your arm. So if something is bothering you, something's irritating you, that means that something is hurt. There's some kind of wound there that you need to take a little bit of time to pay attention to. And this moon is definitely bringing that out. For me, especially, it's definitely in kind of those, I don't want to call them personal relationships because it's not like all my many partners out there type of personal relationships, which is things you don't, it's not the frontward facing. So maybe that's just house processes. Maybe that's, getting on routines and schedules and connection time with the family. So it's not necessarily like hidden things. It's just stuff that's not necessarily public facing. And that's where I seem to be having a lot of kind of those irritation symptoms, which to me points to exactly what's wrong, what needs to be healed. So that's what I know to work on in this moon. So I think that if any of those things that Jem says is resonating with you, try and feel into where those are poking you, because that's what you need to work on.
Absolutely, guys. And, again, like Mary said, this is going to manifest itself in different ways for all of us. Me and Mary are actually, and we've talked about this in previous videos, but actually experiencing certain ascension symptoms, which we'll dive into. We've dealt into it in the past. We'll talk about it more. But, for example, like my throat chakra, I know for both of us, it's been a source of contention, where, sometimes when, we're people who are empaths and we're sensitive, sometimes we struggle a little bit with finding our voice, whether it's that we just kind of want to remain quiet and we want to be the observers, or whether we don't want to make waves, or whether we're giving so much of ourselves that, we don't really like feel the need or desire to kind of express how we're feeling, even if it makes us angry. And this can come out in a lot of different ways, guys, if we're not expressing ourselves or if certain chakras are blocked. So for me, I've been breaking out like on my neck area. I am in the middle of taking a crystal healing class, and they gave me a really like awesome set of new chakra stones, and so I've been working with them a lot lately. And every time I get to my throat chakra, there's just a lot of stuff going on. There's either a lot of vibrating. I had sore throat for a few days, coughing for a few days, and I've been noticing lately that, certain situations in my life, that maybe certain people that went out of my life for a while are kind of coming back in, certain situations that maybe were left unresolved, are now coming back up to be resolved. And it's really kind of the universe and my guide's way of telling me, like, speak up, woman, like find your voice, like live your truth, speak your truth, live authentically. And that's been one of like my biggest goals too, is just not really worrying about the 3D societal kind of pressures and judgments and stuff like that, and just owning it, figuring out, what is authentically me, what is unapologetically me, what really feels most like home, what are the things that really resonate with me and connect with me and like make me feel, I don't know, kind of like with that little kid inside, like, again, going back to like our inner child, like, which we always kind of circle back to. I think that this is a major time right now that, whatever blockages you have, whatever things have been challenging in your life, whatever reoccurring kind of themes or situations or relationships, what's triggering you right now? Again, like Mary said, like, what's pissing you off? Like, what are, people doing around you that's making you angry? Like, what certain things are coming back to be revisited, and why exactly is that? Is it something within you that you need to just let go and heal? Is it something that you need to change, that like maybe there's self-worth issues or something like that going on, that you really like need to find that voice and step into your power? So these are the kinds of things that we're all going through right now, guys. That's just one example, but it's going to be individual for all of us.
It definitely is. And I think it's definitely, we're finding with this moon, really your truth is coming out. I think that's kind of, if we could sum it up in one sentence, your truth is coming out in whatever way that is. And I'm finding it very interesting that not only is it my personal and spiritual truth, apparently it's my skin's truth as well. The products that I have been using forever are no longer working for me anymore. Or, food. We went out, I had a beer, and like, a beer's not a big deal. One of them is not going to kill you. And I thought I was going to die. And normally I can have one and not have a problem. Food's really been bothering me. Skincare has been really bothering me. Jem, I think we talked the other day and you said you're pretty much on like almost a liquid diet at this point, not being able to hold down a lot of food.
Yeah, food has been a major struggle for me lately, guys. I've been having digestive issues. I think a lot of us are having just kind of like the lower chakras right now. All of our chakras are purging in different ways, but I think a lot of us are having lower chakra issues. Again, feelings of self-worth, feelings, ideas around feeling grounded upon, feeling like you've got your 2 feet, like marching forward in this world, certain sexual issues, digestive issues, even just in your gut with intuition. A lot of our intuition is heightened right now. Just any of those lower chakras, guys. I mean, there's so many different facets to all of them. I think a lot of them are coming up. And for me, for sure, one big thing has been food and alcohol. Same thing. Beer is one of the things that I really love. And I am finding that when I drink it, not only am I in agony afterward, but I actually am in physical agony where I can feel how much inflammation it's producing in my body. I feel like I have arthritis afterward. I am sore. I am achy. It is just not a good thing all around. And that's just one example. But food, I have had to keep it really, really light. I've been doing a lot of fruits, a lot of vegetables. And yeah, I've pretty much been starting my day every day with like a giant smoothie, with just like a lot of frozen fruit and some Greek yogurt and some almond milk. And I've been doing soup a lot of the time too, for either like usually my lunch, and then I have like a real dinner, which I've also been keeping very lean, like super lean meat or fish, veggie, and like brown rice, like just simple, kind of bland. I have been throwing like some garlic in there just to like give my body like a little extra immune protection and just protection in general. And a little salt, just some detoxification going on. But it's crazy. I mean, guys, my skin has been, it's not just my throat area that my skin has been doing crazy stuff. I like still have a little bit of a scar from where I had just like the weirdest mark on my third eye from my third eye being really overly active. And a lot of these things, it's like I've had a rash on my chest, but it like kind of seems, it's like, is it a bug bite? Is it pimples? Like, what is it? It's like, it's unique to my body. Like, it's not stuff I've ever really had before. I even have like one on my arm here, guys. And it's just like, it's very strange. So, I mean, again, for us, like we've been feeling it in certain areas, but food has been a huge one. And I was in the same boat with you with skincare too. I had to ditch all of my products. I just went to Trader Joe's and I got a whole bunch of new stuff, and my skin is definitely improving since I did that, but it's still not right yet. And this is normal, guys. We've been reading a lot about this too, especially with some of the like the cystic acne that I like haven't had in a million years, and it doesn't go away. It never comes to a head. Like, it takes forever. It's just like the deepest of the deep. And I mean, I'm a licensed esthetician, guys. That is one of my facets from another life. But the skin is the largest organ on our body, guys. So with all of this purging and with these different ascension symptoms and all the things that we're going through as we lead up to this full moon, like our skin is reacting in really weird ways because our body just like has stuff that needs to go. I mean, I think I've definitely been getting the rash on my chest because I've had a lot of heart chakra action going on, guys. I mean, literally like Care Bear staring, like ripping away layers that have been built upon and built upon and built upon for so long. And again, tying into all the emotional stuff and, just feeling everything extra heightened. It's just our bodies are purging in such major ways, and we got to keep it simple, guys. We got to just like keep it light. Heavy foods and alcohol are really going to bog you down right now. They're going to make you feel really foggy. I know many of us are feeling super tired. I never nap, and I have been taking like random 30-minute naps like at different points when I can, just because I hit a wall and it's like I have to just listen to my body that I need to like close my eyes for 30 minutes. So, and it's a rare occasion that I have the time to do it, but like on my Sunday when I was home and was actually able to relax for a little bit of the day, I ended up falling asleep. I mean, I never take a nap, man. I'm like incapable of taking
You're not a napper.
No, I'm not. It takes me so long to fall asleep in general. I always have sleep issues. And I mean, right now my sleep issues with all of these shifts, I mean, have just been very strange. I mean, my sleep has been very active for a while now. A lot of intense, very vivid dreams, definitely astraling some of the time. I have had like certain dreams lately that I'm like, whoa, that was not a dream. Like I was just like, and I mean, I wasn't even in like anywhere of this world. Like, I don't know where I was. Like, was I just fully in 5D? Like I like seriously was made of stars. Like it was just like crazy and beautiful and profound and amazing. But it's like, there's all of these things that it's like, you know, I go from like never really remembering my dreams to having this like overly active dream state going on, and then moments where I sit straight up and I'm like, I'm awake, 3 a.m. I sit up like like awake, and my heart is like not palpitating, but it doesn't feel like my normal heartbeat. And then it's like I'm starting to feel anxiety because I feel like I can't breathe right. I feel like there was one night that I literally could only fall back asleep, like sitting straight up. Like I like propped pillows like up behind me on the couch to be able to actually fall asleep sitting up, because my heart chakra was just going through all kinds of purging and clearing. So very normal to struggle with your sleep right now, guys, and to just like need tons of it and then not be able to get any of it, or to be up frequently during the night. This is just a lot of the ways that we're being affected by all these shifts right now.
Definitely. I've noticed a lot of the people who I know who, have all the titles. So empaths, highly sensitive people, psychics, dream walkers, whatever names people want to give themselves, anyone who has any type of intuitive gift, I feel is really being affected by this on a new kind of level. And I think that can be really hard sometimes for a lot of us, if you're a seer and all of a sudden you're seeing black things crawling down through the corners or out of the corner of your eyes. It can be really scary the first few times you see those things, because you don't know what's going on, especially if this is your first time seeing or hearing or being talked to or any of those types of things. So there's kind of these waves coming in where I really feel a lot of that type of stuff. If you have any of those gifts or you tuning into those gifts, you're feeling that a lot now as well. So any of those people out there who are watching, who are having that going on, it's really about just grounding yourself, being balanced. And I really think no matter who you are, the most important thing, I think a lot of people are feeling empath energy right now. So that means you're feeling other people. So people who already identify as empaths or energy readers are getting hit really, really hard. And people who have never heard the word before seem to be getting hit really hard with this as well. So I think during this whole moon cycle, it's really important to think when a thought pops into your head, is this really mine? So for example, Jem and I was talking about this before, so I was going to the movies last night. It was a great movie and I was so excited, and I'm just sitting there and I get hit with kind of a wave, like, I think I'm depressed. And like this thought just kind of sits in my head and I'm like, yeah, maybe I am. But I'm like literally one of the happiest people in the world. Everyone goes through that in life, but like that is not a characteristic of mine. So I had to sit down and just go, talk myself through it. Is that something you felt 5 minutes ago? Is that something that you've ever felt before? Do you does this feel like yours? And if the answer is yes, then you go down those steps and you take care of it. But most likely right now, the answer is going to be no. So if you're feeling something that's a little out of character, definitely kind of tap in to see if that's something you're actually feeling or if that's something you're picking up from someone else, because I think that's happening a whole lot right now in this moon.
Absolutely. I've been having this go on for like quite a while now, probably really over the last couple months, like especially since the holidays, like the shifts between like fall into winter. I have had a really hard time spending time around certain people. And it's hard because it's just certain people it's certain places. Sometimes it's just energy overload, that it is the empath thing where I'm just like, I'm starting to pick up on too much like weird energy that is making me feel certain things. But then there's this other shift where it's like certain people that, I've always spent a lot of time with, or I've always spent certain time with, depending on the relationship, whether it's work related, whether it's friend related, there's a lot of different layers that it's it's like a struggle for me to like actually spend too much time around certain people, or to, even if it's an acquaintance or, you know, or it's a friend or whoever it is, you know, even just lower vibrational behaviors and thinking, you know, people that want to gossip, people that are pissed off at somebody else and they want to vent about it. A random stranger who just wants to unload their day on you. You know, all of these things tend to happen to us when we're energy sensitive, because people pick up on our vibration. They pick up on how much light we have and how connected we are. And, you know, they're, you know, struggling for connection. They want somebody to confide in, or they want somebody to bitch about their day to, you know, whatever the case may be, how big or how small. I think a lot of us are having a really hard time managing those energies right now. There's certain times, you know, I mean, I've just been, besides work and stuff like that, I've really just been staying home a lot of the time because I'm on energy overload already from the people I've been around throughout my work day and, you know, certain social commitments and stuff like that. So I've been committing to socializing less, you know, even when it's people that always make me feel wonderful, just because I don't have the energy to give, period, right now. But other times, certain people that, you know, I've never had issues with in the past, it's like I'm either starting to sense certain things about them where it's like, you know, it's hard to tell. It's like, are they just going through something in their life and I'm picking up on it? You know, am I just so much more in tune now that I wasn't able to pick up, on it before? You know, there's just like, there's a lot of layers where, you know, even to the point of like sickness, where it's like I'll be, you know, with a group of people or something, and then I go home and I have a wicked migraine and I am like totally nauseous and I literally just need to like go to bed. And I'm like, why is this happening? Like, should I not be spending time around these people as much? Should I not be spending time around them anymore? Should I not be spending time in this place? You know, do I need to lose this client of mine? You know, like there's all these different questions that start to come up. And again, luckily, like we're fortunate that we have the tools to help manage certain symptoms. But I mean, there is such a thing as energy sick, guys. And the more sensitive you are and the more in tune you are, everyone's intuition is like going up, 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 up right now. Collectively, we are all just, you know, like we're up leveling, you know, there's this feminine consciousness and this masculine consciousness, and we're feeling a lot of what's out in the collective right now. There's a lot of emotions, even just in America in general, guys, you know, there's a lot of unrest right now. We've got this whole partial government shutdown thing that's very interesting, that it's kind of taken place during this periods of time. So we're feeling a lot from all sides, and it can become really overwhelming, guys. It's a lot to handle. And I know it has me asking a lot of questions about certain things in my life. So I know for somebody who is maybe a little bit newer to this, and is just delving in, like, just hang in there, guys. Like, it's okay to be feeling how you're feeling.
Yeah, exactly. It is really okay because there's a lot of stuff going on. So even beyond just where the moon is in the sky, there's all the other planets in relation to it. And if you're super into astrology, please go down that rabbit hole. But the one that really speaks to me is the fact that this eclipse really is squaring Uranus right now, or Uranus. I guess you're not supposed to say it the other way because it's funny. But it's squaring to that. And what that means, particularly for me, who is a Capricorn, and really this is my time of year more than anything, is that I have really heightened mood swings and I'm really impulsive right now. Basically that rebel badass is coming out. So my kind of like, if you're like, oh, well, wait, you should commit to this, I'm just like, oh, fuck no. And I just, you know, this whole rebel and this kind of mood swings are going on and I feel impulsive, but it's, you don't want to act on it, I guess is all I can say in this moon. This isn't a moon for making choices or making decisions. It's really a moon to kind of see what's coming to the surface, so you can kind of let go of some things and move forward. So if you're, you know, just for example, say your partner is really getting on your nerves right now, like you happen to notice all the little socks out and all the things they don't do and all the things that they should do and they never do, that's not, you know, don't go off the handle right away and say, well, I don't need you anymore. You know, I'm moving on and I am, you know, leaving you. That's not the energy of the moon. It's, okay, what's coming out to the surface? where is that connected to? Maybe we need to work on our communication a little bit and talk about what we both need. So kind of thinking about it that way, because I feel like that's really the dark side of this moon, is the dark side of communication and kind of those darker feelings. I think specifically in communication with the people that you love, they're going to be taking the brunt of any of these like problems that are coming up right now. So one, I think that is where you need to make sure that you're sensitive and gentle and kind, and also just really to yourself. I think self-love is probably the most, I mean, it's always important, but super important in this moon, because there's, like you said, Jem, there's stuff going on in the world, and there's stuff that's going on politically, and there's just so much stuff going on, and we're all feeling it, and it's just, it feels hard. So I think to kind of wrap this up a little bit, or at least how is the moon affecting me? Everything kind of affects you in the mind, the body, and the spirit. You know what I mean? So physically, you might be having some symptoms about food or sleep or skin or anything like that might be affecting you. Spiritually, a lot of things are coming up where you're kind of finding out what's your path, and maybe it's not, you know, oh, your path is this, but oh, what are tarot cards, or what are crystal healing? Where can I kind of go down some paths? So I think that stuff's coming up, and definitely just the body and giving yourself some self-love, I think, is super important during this moon, and just kind of taking care of yourself a little bit extra, I think you need during this moon.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. I mean, I think that this moon is powerful for a lot of reasons. I think a lot of us, you know, we're kind of exploring those shadows of ourselves, you know, and there's certain secrets that are maybe coming to light, you know, certain things about ourselves that maybe we were keeping hidden. We had the wool pulled over our own eyes.
Definitely.
You know, we didn't want to face it. We didn't want to, you know, acknowledge it. We didn't want to, you know, open up that we're feeling a certain way. You know, I think there's certain secrets about ourselves as well as others that are, you know, in the process of being revealed. So this is really a time to look within. And I think that that's the biggest thing that we need to do right now, is to look within, to take some time in solitude, to take some time to restore ourselves, to take some time to explore ourselves. There's a lot of healing that needs to go on. And I think the one thing that, you know, it's great that, you know, everything metaphysical is kind of trendy and kind of a buzzword right now, and that we are like working toward building this awesome community of people on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and all that stuff. But it can't take away from the work that you're doing within. You're not going to find the answers on Instagram. You're not going to find the answers on Facebook. You're not going to find the answers on YouTube. Yes, you're going to find a support system. Yes, you are going to find little tidbits that are going to unlock certain areas of your brain that lead to that. But if you're never taking the time in meditation or quiet reflection or saying affirmations or journaling or all of the above or whatever works for you, you're not going to actually ever find the answers. You're going to end up just being one of these new agey douchebags that thinks that they're putting in the time and energy and doing the work, but they're not actually doing one bit of self-reflection. And I'm happy to say that I think that there's much less of that than there is more of that. But there is a population of people where there's some gray area in there for sure, guys. So I just want to say I'm like having certain people just like pop into my head so bad right now. I'm being judgy right now. I'm being lower vibrational right now, guys. But, you know, we are here as mentors to like help you kind of ask the questions and to help guide you, but we're not here to provide you with the answers, you know, and we're all about accountability. You know, we're all about, you know, you guys holding yourselves accountable for your happiness, for your spiritual journey, for cultivating the life that is your own. And this moon is a really powerful time to do that, guys. And we're going to feel so much clarity once this is over. So many things are going to become crystal clear. So many things that have been in the process of falling away are going to actually start falling away after this moon. The end of January into February, there's a lot of forward movement. It might be winter here right now, but it doesn't mean that any of us are in hibernation mode. There's going to be a lot of activity, you know, and it's all for the better, and it's all really exciting, and it's all really healthy. You know, we're going to be breaking layers and layers and years of outdated thoughts and beliefs and programming and karmic cycles and family baggage and, you know, curses, you name it, you know, whatever bullshit we've been hanging on to, guys, it's time to take out the trash.
It is. This is not an excuse moon. There are some moons where we will tell you it's time to lay low because they all need this. This is, a moon where you definitely need to take time for yourself, but this is not an excuse moon. This is a very important moon because right now you're identifying pretty much your why, your I am, the what the hell are you working on? Why are you here? Why are you watching these videos? Why are you, why are you drawn to this stuff? Where are you going with your life? This moon obviously isn't answering those questions, but we're getting there. This is really helping you get rid of some of the stuff so that you can go on this path. So if you feel anxiety, grow up, unless you have real anxiety, and you're probably not watching this video anyway, but if you have anxiety, grow up a little bit. It's time to put in the big girl panties. If the energy is just crazy, I understand. We live it. It's very hard, but you need to step into the moon that it is, and that's the Leo moon, and that's confidence and courage. You have to have that. You need to put on your big girl panties, grow up, and take charge of your life because no one's doing it for you. And you can sit here because this is how it can go in a bad direction. You feel all these things. You start feeling that some pieces that you're behind, that things aren't connected. And then you start getting sad because you haven't done the things that you wanted and no one's listening to you and your friends don't call you as much anymore. And you put on a few pounds and you start going on this just shit spiral all the way down the drain, and then you're depressed and we don't see you again until June, something like that you come out of your hole. That's not the path that you need to take. And if you're hearing this video, that's not the path you're going to take. Obviously, you're going to take the high road. You're going to deal with things as they come to you with confidence and courage, because there's some interesting kind of things coming. We don't know what they are, but we know that they're interesting. Good interesting, bad interesting, I don't know yet. We'll see what the universe and the fairies provide to us, but things are happening. So have confidence, have courage, and going full circle back to what Jem started with, having trust. Some real trust, some deep trust. And I think those are really important pieces. And we want to give you some crystals and some advice to kind of help you with that. But summing it up, you need to grow up, put on the big girl panties, have some confidence, have some trust, have some love for yourself, and some courage. And we're going to get through this, and huge shit is coming.
Absolutely. I just keep seeing the strength card in my brain right now of just, like that beautiful, like warrior energy of, she doesn't need to try to force the lion, it's obviously it's this beautiful maiden versus, the lion, the king of the forest, and she's just gently kind of coaxing him. She has that confidence. She has that grace. She's in her inner knowing. She is in her strength. So that's what we're all being really called forth to do right now. Again, as Mary said, this moon is in Leo and it's actually at 0 degrees. So this is going to be a super strong, powerful moon. Another reason why it's good to take some time for quiet reflection and solitude during this time is because, it's not a great time for communication. Wait until after the moon. If you have a bone to pick with somebody, if there's something you're kind of upset about, emotions can be running high. It might not go well. You might not be able to tame the wild beast without erupting and having it turn into a battle. There are, some negative sides to Leo as well too. Confidence can turn into cockiness.
Yes.
The fun and, just kind of funny energy can also kind of turn into like a look at me energy and attention seeking energy or a seeking drama energy. We don't want to do any of those things. We want to embrace all of the positive sides, and we really want to transmute those lower vibrational negative qualities. And I think we're all in that delicate balance of trying to figure that out right now, and that's got to come from within.
It really does. And I think we're all on a really good path. So why don't we talk about, you were showing me some of your beautiful crystals that you've really been loving this moon. So why don't you talk to me about some of those that you have?
Yeah, well, so my crystals that I have been kind of, really called forth to using lately that are just giving me the best vibes. I've got this very kind of moon energy, very appropriate blues and purples and, just all that appropriate kind of energy. So I have my soda light here, which, sorry guys, my lighting is kind of giving me a little bit of a glare right now, but it's just beautiful blues and whites and grays, very soothing, very tranquil, very calming. Good for sleep, good for connecting with your angel guides, just good for really trying to harness that goddess energy and just, you know, feeling strong, but you're flowing with it. You're going with the flow. There's no need to, you know, question. You're in your knowing. You're kind of letting the universe unfold. This stone really, really allows me to do that. It just helps me to lighten up. It helps me to really remain calm. It's very soothing. And these other stones are too. I have my beautiful aquamarine. You know, again, all of these blue stones, you know, it's all, we're trying to heal our emotions right now. So there's this very flowy, watery, you know, moon related energy, that, you know, again, just soothing, it's calming, it's great against anxiety, it's great against stress and worry. You know, so many things that stone is great for. So that's one that I've really been working with a lot lately too. My fluorite has been such a game changer, guys. I had like misplaced this one for a little while and I was so excited to stumble upon it. So I was thinking to myself, I really need a fluorite in a major way. I can't find any of them. And then I actually found it. So this stone, I mean, fluorite is huge on so many levels for so many things. But as I talked about previously in a few of our other videos, my third eye has just been going absolutely crazy during this ascension process. I'm just growing in so many ways and I'm so grateful for it, but there's times that it really becomes a struggle to kind of shut it off. And I have been having like serious headaches all the time, third eye headaches, psychic headaches, you name it, I'm having it all the time. And fluorite is a game changer for this one, guys.
And I have my ginormous one over here. And I love it. I think you can kind of see here, but it definitely has some purple to it sometimes and kind of the darker green and stuff. And I love this one. This is my house stone. That's the one that holds down like our whole house.
Absolutely. So great, guys. Such great energy. Really, really useful for right now. I've been sleeping with that one the last couple nights. I programmed it the other day. I was really thinking about setting my own personal intentions and what I'm really working toward manifesting as I go into this full moon. And so that's sort of my little manifestation stone at the moment. It's just helping me on so many levels. One that I've been sleeping with a lot lately too, and just carrying around with me, using all the time, is my titanium aura quartz. Just so powerful, but so soothing, so beautiful. Great for intuition, just great for harnessing your psychic abilities. Definitely helps aiding with sleep when I've been struggling to sleep. This has been a really great stone. Times that I was, you know, waking up in the middle of the night and feeling like my heart might explode. I was telling Mary, I've just been actually feeling like I can feel where my heart is growing. I feel like the Grinch when his heart grows 3 sizes, you know. It's like I'm actually like making room to be able to carry more light. And while that feels awesome, there's times where it's like, am I having a heart attack? Am I dying? Am I, you know, like I can't breathe, like, you know, I have a panic attack. And you know, this stone just on so many levels has been helping with that, helping my sleep, just helping my abilities in general, and also just helping my inner knowing, my confidence in relation to my intuition. I think that's something we don't always talk about. So often we have such a blockage from really harnessing our inner voice because we're not in a place of self-confidence. We're not in a place of self-worth. We're struggling to figure out, is that my intuition or is that my ego? Is this mine? Is this not mine? There's a lot of questions, you know, and just figuring out, you know, guys, when it's coming from your intuition, you're gonna know it's gonna have that impact on you. It's not gonna be like that negative chatter in your ear that's getting into your head. That's all ego, guys. And this stone can really, really help you to tune some of that bullshit out.
That's a beautiful one. I've been going with just a very simple, sorry, I can't even find my stone. There it is. My very simple like cocktail, and that's just these two right now. So this is black tourmaline, and we've talked about this a fair amount. And honestly, often black tourmaline is a little bit too much, but this is like my lifeblood right now. I mean, a lot of times, especially weirdly enough, like in the summer, it doesn't work for me. But in the winter seasons, it seems to be working a lot more. I'm personally going through just a lot of doubt and kind of those lower chakra symptoms are really kind of clearing clearing out for me. So whenever that happens, I think black tourmaline is the right amount of energy. So that one's definitely been working really well for me. And then I have my beautiful aqua aura quartz here. Let me turn it around so you can see
Oh,
a little
it's
bit
so
better.
pretty.
It's just, you know what? I don't know like what I just love this stone so much. There's so many facets of it, and I don't know why, but I feel like this stone is my direct connection to my angels. That's just what that I know there's other facets to it and just so much in this stone, but I don't know why that's the number one thing that steps out to me. So I actually just love holding both of these and just giving some shit away and just letting some healing kind of come in. So that's my cocktail that I've been rocking a lot this moon.
Awesome. All good choices. And I'm going to just piggyback off of Mary's black tourmaline. I am one of those people who has a little bit of a tough time with onyx and black tourmaline. My guides have been telling me that I need to get a black tourmaline though. So definitely before the moon, I'm going to have to get one. This, however, is shungite. This is kind of my go-to. Hematite and shungite work really well for me where I struggle a little bit with the other black stones. I got this again at my, my crystal healing class from this really awesome shop in Long Island, New York. It's a Long Island Healing Arts and Learning Center. Really, really cool store. If you guys are New Yorkers or you're visiting, you should definitely check them out. They're awesome. But shungite is a really powerful protection stone, really good for, you know, all the qualities of black tourmaline and an onyx, but it's a little bit of a softer energy. So for those of you who might be like me, where like sometimes that energy, like you're like, oh, I can't do it. I start to like feel almost a little bit of anxiety sometimes around black tourmaline and onyx. It doesn't always agree with me.
Definitely.
I know that I'm working toward being able to handle it, and I'm at a point where I really need one to take a little bit of an energetic bath with.
Yeah.
But shungite is a really, really amazing replacement. If you're not ready for an onyx or a black tourmaline yet, a shungite or hematite is a really great way to go. Shungite is really cool in a number of ways. It's going to protect you from radiation. It's going to protect you from psychic attack. It can actually, they're calling it the miracle stone now, saying that it can actually like actively work to kill infectious diseases within the body. So it's really protecting your energy field and your aura, guys. Just such a powerful stone to have. So if you don't have any black stones, I highly invest in investing in one. And if you feel that, you know, the onyx or the black tourmaline is a little too strong for you, I highly, highly recommend some shungite or some hematite.
And of course, if nothing else, some smoky quartz will always do the job. We bought this together.
My
smoky
favorite.
Quartz will always be a go-to because you can see how dark it is, but how it's so loving and light too. So at the very least, any piece of smoky quartz or clear quartz that you charge to be smoky quartz or shungite or black tourmaline, whatever you want, you can kind of program them. So smoky quartz is always a great option too.
Totally. And fun fact, guys, shungite is also like totally magical in the respect that you could take like the little end off of your flashlight, not even have it turned on, and just hold up a little piece of shungite to it and you'll start to fire some electricity. It'll power that battery on. So
that's
just
cool.
Fun fact about shungite, guys.
I love the science side behind it all.
Yeah, like hematite is magnetic, totally cool. You know, crystals are such a big part of our everyday lives and we don't even think about it. I mean, the metal in our computers, everything that's firing our electronic devices. We're really like inundated and surrounded by this stuff all the time and we just don't even think about it.
Yeah, I think some of my first ever intro to crystals. So my dad, anyone young won't even know what a two-way radio is, but my dad used to work on two-way radios back in the day. So those are what police cars used to use and stuff like that to talk back and forth. And we had just like the scanner that scans the channels. And if you wanted it to be a police scanner, you took this piece of crystal quartz and you put it into the transistor, I don't know what you put it into, and all of a sudden you could get all the police stations. And my dad would work on all the police stations on the two-way radios, and that blew my mind, seeing that it's in clocks, it's in watches, it's in your computers. Quartz is in so many things, so there's a lot of science behind it too, and I really like that.
Quartz is one of the most powerful things on the planet, guys. Yeah, we are such nerds, guys.
I just want to be ogre and just be like, nerd!
We are total nerds and total bookworms, guys, in the best way.
in the best way. So I think it's time to definitely pull some cards to help you guys just get some insight into the energy. But we appreciate you guys being here and being with us. Like I said, this is the time for really letting go of some stuff and really finding out your why. And I think it's absolutely so powerful and such amazing timing with some of the things that we're doing here at the Mystic Mages. So our fans who've been with us for so long, we absolutely love you. And there's some really exciting things coming up. And I don't know how deep we want to get into it, but some definite things that are going to help you get some clarity, help you find your path a little bit. And it's going to help you unfuck your life is really what we're doing.
Exactly, guys. We're really coming up with an actionable game plan that, you know, Merry has, you know, done diligently in the past as an organized Capricorn, and that we are going through and doing ourselves together now. A really powerful tool that we are kind of working through and really making our own, and really just kind of getting ready to launch to you guys. I'm kind of thinking spring cleaning, spring awakening. So stay tuned, guys. You know, March is going to offer some really, really cool things. So if you're on this journey and you're kind of traveling through and you feel like, you know, you want to go deeper, you want some additional tools, some additional support, we're going to have it all coming at you guys. So stay tuned. Get ready.
Absolutely. I'm excited. I know I'm pumped.
Oh my God. So pumped. Feeling so good about so many things. And I'm so pumped about the cards that I just pulled.
Oh, really? All right, go ahead. I'll let you start.
All right, guys. So very interesting that the first card that jumped out to me is the Hanged Man.
Oh.
And I did a reading for myself today, and that card also jumped out as well. So, you know, the thing about the Hanged Man, it's a card that I feel like a lot of people get scared of. They're like, oh, it's a scary card. It's a negative card. I don't like it. But you have to look at the look of contentment on his face as well, too, guys. I mean, this is surrender. This is what we're talking about. You know, we're kind of just giving things up to the universe right now, giving things up to spirit. We're trusting. We're knowing that, you know, we can kind of see the bigger picture. We can see the light at the end of the tunnel. We can see where this is going. There's a lot of unknown in there. There's a lot of, you know, I think fate and destiny is coming into play here. Spirit is working out a lot of things behind the scenes. There's going to be certain changes. There's going to be certain choices that have to be made. But for right now, we are kind of just sitting right back and just allowing things to unfold. So this is all about relinquishing that control, relinquishing those expectations, and just flowing with the universe instead of forcing. So,
absolutely.
I think a really, really appropriate card. Another one, guys, too, I mean, really interesting is the Chariot. So this is that energy right now of the Chariot. You know, you see him, he is fierce, but he's got these two horses that he's got to try to control. You know, he's got to keep the balance. Otherwise, everything is going to go totally haywire. So this is kind of what we're trying to do right now. There's a lot of changes. It can be chaotic. You know, there's going to be a lot of things that are kind of, you know, like blazing through your life right now, like where things are going to start happening really, really quickly. Certain people might like rush headfast into your life. You know, certain other situations might leave very quickly. A lot hangs in the balance, and it really kind of ultimately depends on us and how well we're able to kind of keep those two horses in check. So this is all about us stepping into our strength, stepping into our power, you know, but also trusting at the same time, you know, and giving it up to the universe. And what's going to happen, guys, if we're able to do those things and to keep that balance is the Sun. So, I mean, this is, I mean, one of the best cards in the deck, guys, if not the best card. I mean, this is light, you know, this is love. This is, you know, cosmic love. This is, you know, speaking our truth, living authentically, creating the life of our dreams, creating our own paradise, our own heaven on earth. You know, whatever we have been looking toward manifesting, whatever intentions we have been setting, you know, it's all coming, guys. We just have to keep eyes on the prize, and we have to trust in our knowing, trust in ourselves, trust in the universe, and trust in the journey, guys. It's all going to be awesome.
Definitely. And then
the Sun, that's what I'm hearing. Beatles, guys.
Oh, I love that song. And I always like to pull some of my oracle cards to kind of complement yours. So today I'm working off the Trust Your Vibes oracle cards, and I really like those. And the one that absolutely jumped out as you were pulling out your cards is to call on your healing guides. And I think that's so perfect because, you know, if you see those cards, so we're starting a journey, we're on the hangman, we're excited, we're going somewhere, there's adventure ahead of us, and then we land on the chariot. So how are we staying in balance? How are we holding on to those things? And that can be really hard because how do you stay in balance? How do I heal all of these things? And it's not something that you always have to do. You have to kind of call on your guides. So what that means to me, and it means something different to everything, is when I'm stressing. So I do this all the time where I have so much going on. I literally don't know how I'm going to get it all done. I don't know how I'm going to get blogs posted and talk to clients and get proposals out and all this other crap that goes on in my life. So what I do is I call upon my guides and I just hand something over to them. I'm really stressed and I don't know how I'm going to get it all done, and I need you to figure this out. And that's it. It's not like you have to do all these steps, especially I feel like if you're of the Catholic background, which is definitely my background, there's steps and there's processes, and this is the only way to get to God and to get actual help or through these processes. It's not the way it is. You just have to call on your guides, call on some help. Help me hold on to those reins. Help me balance. Help this chariot move forward. Help me on my journey and heal those things that I don't have the power to heal or know on my own. And then we can all land together at the sun, having your dreams come true and just being, I always think of the sun on Teletubbies, and I know it's like the most horrible thing, but that sun was a very happy sun.
The happy baby.
The happy baby. So, that's the creepy, you can tell we've been nannies in the past. So like if that's the level that you want to be, like that's, you know, you just need to hold on and ask for some help because you can't do it all alone. So ask for a little bit of help, and we're going to have a great time. And I think these are beautiful cards. How exciting.
Beautiful cards. I feel really hopeful, really inspired by this. You know, this is it, guys. Like, this is our time. Like, everything is shifting for the better. So we just got to get through this like period of uncertainty and of change. But just remain hopeful that, you know, there is a brighter future ahead of us, and brighter than we ever could have imagined. So we just have to kind of step outside of ourselves a little bit and just say, okay, you know, that's been something that I've been working on doing too, is just giving certain things up to spirit, giving certain things up to my angels, my guides, the universe, you know, whatever you feel compelled, whatever resonates with you, you know, and even just having certain thoughts lately of, you know, wanting to know more about my guides, wanting to like understand them more, wanting to be able to communicate with them better and to be able to understand them more clearly. And, you know, so I'm starting to ask a lot of questions. I'm starting to, you know, really kind of just come from a place of really trying to be like friends, you know, and really embrace it, you know, and not fear it. And, you know, understanding that the questions are just as important as the answers, guys. I think that we get so caught up on, I need to know this now and I need the answer. And, you know, I don't know where to go if I don't have the answer. It's not all about the answers, guys. It's the questions and the figuring it out. That's the beautiful part. That's the beautiful part. And that's what's going to create the answer. So again, guys, we're kind of masters of our own destiny here. So we need to, you know, take some accountability. We can't play the damsel in distress act. You know, we can't play the victim. We can't play the woe is me. We have to take some accountability and really step up and say like, okay, like, you know, I am the writer of my own story, you know, like this is where it starts. The pages are blank, you know, like some of them are filled out. Some of them are in the process of being filled out. We don't know how it ends yet, but it's going to be our questions along the way, our actions along the way on this journey that helps to create that happy ending. So just eyes on the prize, guys. Have faith. Believe in yourself a little. Yeah.
Give yourself some credit, man. You're pretty all right.
A little pat on the back there.
A little pat on the back. You're not.
Or a little glass of wine, a little liquid courage. A little bit is okay.
A little bit. Sometimes you do. Especially wine doesn't seem to affect me. Like beer's really hard and spirits or liquor have been really hard for me, but wine, especially certain ones, have been wonderful. So relax into that a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. Wine is just fine.
It is. And I love our daily Zin, I think it's called. Because like the seven
Yeah, Seven Deadly Zins.
Right.
That's a great one.
Oh, it's so good. And there's one, it's our daily red, I think it's called. Has no preservatives, no nitrates, and all of that stuff in it. And that one's a really good one for people who have problems with that. So there's wines out there for everyone.
Oh yeah.
Wine not.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry.
Everybody's got some time for some wine.
I'm sorry for everyone who heard that. It's the King of Plaid's jokes coming out in me.
The King of Plaid.
As my father, for any of you who don't know, my father is the King of Plaid.
He is the King of Plaid. We have called him the King of Plaid since middle school. The man doesn't really exist in anything but plaid, whether it's a plaid shirt, a plaid robe. I mean, whatever accessory is plaid, it's going to be plaid.
It's usually tri-pladular or quad-pladular, where the shoes, the slippers, the shirt, and the pajama pants are all different plaids.
Various shades of plaid.
Yeah, and he has no shame. Like, he'll wear that to my graduation or something. It's not like that's just behind closed doors.
I love that man.
My dad. All good people. Well, random tangent. I'm sorry for that. But thank you guys so much for being with us and being here on this super blood, wolf, full eclipse moon. I feel like Voltron or something. Like all these different parts are coming together to make like some defender of the universe, basically.
I love it though. I feel like that's where we're at right now. Like we're feeling strong. Again, guys, this is the wolf moon. Like we are just, we are feeling those wolf vibes right now. Take this time, like figure out who your pack is, who's your soul fam, like you got to find that wolf pack, guys, like it's time, some of us are really blessed that we already have it. Some of us, maybe are just changing so much that certain people aren't resonating with us anymore, and we need to attract that new, your vibe attracts your tribe, type shit. Like it's all time. And I talked a lot about this in my most recent blog post, so guys, go check that out too. Really good kind of supplemental information that goes right along with all the things that we talked about tonight too. It's called Howl at the Moon, guys, so spend a little time to
link below.
And no just being a one-man wolf pack, guys, okay? During this moon, totally. Like, go find some solitude, be your one-man wolf pack, and then be ready to, like, attract the rest of your pack, guys.
Definitely, whether that's in career pack or relationship pack or friend pack, like it doesn't matter what aspect, but we're all kind of working towards something totally kick-ass. And I can't wait to see what it is for you guys. So if you guys have any details or any questions, go ahead and put those in the comments below. If you know like what path you're working on, if you're like us who kind of broke through it all and found out our truth, go ahead and tell us how excited you are and what you're working on. We love hearing from you guys as always. So comment below, like, share this. We hope you enjoyed all of the information. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel so you can get all the juicy details coming from your Magical Misfits right here.
Absolutely, guys. We always love spending our Wednesday nights with you. Thank you guys for joining us for Wine Wednesday. We'll be here every week. If you guys like what you watch, please give us a share, give us a like, subscribe, give us some comments in there. We would love to hear from you. We want to know what your questions are, and we want to hear your stories. We want to know where you guys are at on your journey and how you're feeling.
Yeah. Don't be lame. If you want a wolf pack, here's two. I was going to say queen wolves. Those don't exist, but
I like it.
Queen wolves right here. Ow! Ow, ow, ow. Oh, I'm going to have to record the dogs howling. That would be a lot of fun.
Perfect.
All right, guys, we love you so much. We'll talk to you soon and have a wonderful full moon. We love you all so much.
Love you guys. Sending you all marvelous, amazing, abundant full moon blessings and prosperity. That was very wordy, but I meant it in all the best ways.
Best sign off ever.
I'm not a talker, guys.
All right.
Love you
bye,
all.
everyone.
Good night.